Last time on Polymorph Self, our heroes fought two mind flayers in the grotesque breeding chamber, with Billicus the druid using his wild shape to take the form of a gorilla, Billicus. After much acrobatics, including Bjorn gracefully somersaulting right into the pit of black goo and worms, Billicus picked up one of the mind flayers and used it to hit the other one. The battle was won. Next, they peered into a portal and saw a mind-bending vision of the cold, vast universe and the dread homeworld of the Illithid, waiting there for the time when they could arrive on a new planet. Following these visions, the party were reduced to babbling fools. Hjani woke first and remembered she still had those bondage kits from episode 15. So, of course, she tied and ball-gagged everyone, until finally they came around.
Where did you get these?
Why did you get these?
You never know when a bondage kit is going to come in handy, okay?
Why do you own only 3 and there's 4 of us?
Well, who's going to administer it?
What?
Obvious.
Okay.
This got even darker.
DM note, their brains are still broken.
It's even more broken now.
Yeah, this is the weirdest this has ever been.
I've been hanging around for like 7 hours just twiddling my thumbs, so I don't know, I had a lot of time to think about things outside of the universe. Like, where we go next. I remember that we defeated-ish a dragon, and maybe that dragon's treasure is somewhere down here. So we can maybe walk and talk.
Okay.
Is treasure gonna fill the void?
Hey, nothing means anything anyways, so we might as well get rich. Or die trying.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys keep chasing after treasure.
It's something to do.
Maybe I should get a cat.
Cats are okay.
You just feel like this is what life in Dungeons & Dragons is, isn't it? It's just a series of random encounters and being rewarded with empty riches.
That's true.
Well, they are empty because we never use them. Like, what is the worth of gold if I can't give it all to charity, which I'm going to do when we get back to town? I'm never going back to town.
Okay, the place in the temple complex you didn't go down that you're aware of was the stairs entering the temple had up and also a down set going under the temple, which is what Seyda had scoped out before and reckoned led to that bridge coming out the side of the excavation pit into the monolith. So Seyda's the one who scoped this.
Will we pass through the curtain room again?
Yeah, you just have to walk out the way you came, and if there's nothing changed, I will just, zoom you to the place you haven't been yet.
I think having a little go on the curtains might make me feel better. I'm
Okay.
going to have a
Still
swing on the
curtains, right?
curtains.
Yeah, you burned like one section of them behind the statue. Okay, you return to the hall with the giant statue of a mind flayer, and about half of the back of the hall still has those massive floor-to-ceiling curtains. Seyda, what do you do?
I swing on the curtains.
Okay, you feel much better.
Do you feel better?
You feel happy now. You're back to normal, Seyda,
that's
after a
great.
swing on the curtains. Yeah. Anybody else?
I'm okay.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm whistling a happy tune for the rest of my life.
Okay, out front
My
of
short, insignificant life.
Okay, out front of the temple, you see again there's a wide sort of dais made of stairs leading up, but in the center of that is a sort of recess with another set going down into the depths. So, can we have a marching order?
Can we also have a marching song? I hope.
I know where we're
Life's an
going, so
insignificant joke.
I go first.
Seyda
It's
goes
far too
first.
short and then you're dead and it's all for nothing.
All right, I'll take
You
up
go
the rear
last.
then. No, I'll take up the rear. I'm
Okay.
not sure nobody's scraggling.
Hjani in the rear.
I'll take up the second last.
I wanted to be third.
Doesn't
All right,
matter.
I'll be second.
It's now about midday. You arrived here in the morning. You've spent a couple of hours adventuring, 2 or 3 hours, and now it's coming on to noon. Okay, you descend, and it seems to be going down to join another kind of like long, quite wide, like 30-foot wide long hall. However, it's unlit down here. You are descending into darkness.
I have a bullseye lantern. I like my bullseye lantern.
Okay, you're up front, you light your bullseye lantern, and you can now see 30 or so feet up ahead, and it's also quite focused, so you could point it at things as well. Any of you that have low light vision, it's kind of screwed with by having the lantern, essentially.
Thanks.
But if you scout it off by yourselves, you could be fine. Oh, that's right, you're the one human, everyone else has got low light.
Yeah, you should be behind us.
Not dark vision,
No, it's
but low
okay.
light
We're only
vision.
as strong as our weakest link, and it's fine. She needs a light.
Oh, I'm sorry. How many hit points do you have? How robust are you, Mr. Rogue, Mr. Squishy Rogue?
This is not about robustness. I have more stamina than you ever will.
I don't think so. Who nearly got their face eaten by a squid?
Chicks dig scars.
This tentacle temple is pulling us apart.
That's okay.
I've never felt more together.
Okay, you've reached the floor of this hall. Now, as with the rest of the temple, it's carved out of and then polished up volcanic rock. And it's kind of like a dark brown, black obsidian, glassy surface. But the walls are kind of weird. They've been carved recently so that the design of it is almost like a mass of writhing worms. Sort of, or that's what the carving of these sort of black walls look like. They're not actual worms, it's just a solid, but they've like carved into the volcanic rock and polished it, so it looks like a writhing organic worm's tentacles and snake sort of surface.
I love what they've done with the place.
And it just goes on like that without any furnishings, a perfectly sort of square, wide hallway as far as your light shows.
All right, guys. While we walk, and we are walking down this hall, make no mistake.
We're walking.
Can we talk about what we saw there collectively? We just saw guys who hate life and want to extinguish all of it.
Yeah, what's up with that?
But also, what good was that portal, though, if we can't get to them and kill them and stop this?
Maybe that portal's in another castle.
For God's sakes, we have to go to another fucking castle.
When Onas had one of these visions, was it a premonition? Did it come true? Or is this going to come true? Are we all going to die at the hands of tentacle squid faces?
For the life of me, I can't remember his visions anymore. I just can't do it. It was so long ago, and...
And he put so many words into them.
Yeah, so many extra fucking words.
Yeah, what were his visions anyways? I think we all died in his visions, so we're not all dead yet. And we're no longer in a snowy place. So maybe his visions are just bunk. Or he was high. I don't know.
Okay, you reach a place of note in the hall. You see a couple of things. Up ahead at the far, after 5 minutes of walking, up ahead at the far end of your light, the way forward is kind of blocked by a large, heavy portcullis, like in a castle. A floor-to-ceiling iron grid, which has come out of some kind of slot in the ceiling and is totally blocking the way forward. Also, between where you stand and the portcullis, there are some extra features of the walls. One on your left, two on the right. You see some form of melted through borehole in the wall, about 3 feet in diameter. It's roughly circular. It's like going off into the rock, and it's smooth. You could for example, it's just about big enough you could kind of clamber in there and sort of crawl down it on all fours, but you wouldn't be able to stand up. So there's basically on the right hand side there are 2 of these about 5 feet apart, and there's one on the left too. They're not at any form of uniform height, and they're kind of quite roughly hewn but weirdly smoothed off, like something is bored in there. So about 40 feet up ahead you see it ends at a portcullis, and the hallway continues past it. You assume it's just sort of blocking the way, and there are also 3 of these weird 3-foot diameter bore holes in the black walls, 2 on the left, 1 on the right.
This seems kind of trappy.
It does seem...
Yeah. Huh? Well, you've got...
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to walk up and... I guess I'm going to use... but I'm going to spot around. Spot.
What's your spot skill?
I've got a +6 to spot.
So first tell me what exactly you're looking at and what for, just as your character, like...
Oh, I go up and use my low light vision. Hey, get that light off me for a minute. Into one of the boreholes.
So you're going with one of the boreholes?
Yes, the closest borehole.
Okay, yep. There's 2 on the right. One's only a few feet away from you, and it's about waist height in the wall. Mm-hmm. Okay, Hjani.
I ready my bow.
Awesome, Seyda.
I feel like there's going to be weird wall worms, so I ready my greatsword.
Ooh.
Billicus.
I'd also like to use my spot skill. Maybe I'll check the other one.
Maybe.
He's
Check
not
it.
checking. Yeah, I'll check the other one.
Okay, there's 3. So the one sort of on the same wall or the one on the opposite wall?
I'm going to do the opposite wall.
Okay, great. So with 2 party members ready and covering, Bjorn, you go to the first borehole, and you see that it's not constructed. There are no mechanisms. It's just a hole where something has basically been drilled through or has eaten its way through. And like I said, it's weirdly smooth as well.
Or has eaten is terrifying.
Yeah, and again, it's about 3 foot in diameter. You could crawl down it on hands and 4s, but you couldn't stand up. On all 4s, hands and knees. And you see that this one goes about sort of 6 to 8 feet, just a little way, Bjorn, and then turns a corner. The hallway is basically an east to west hallway. And so this is in the north wall. And you see it bores in about 6 feet and then does a left-hand turn around a corner.
Sorry, a left-hand turn would be going towards the portcullis?
Yeah. Like, yeah, the way that you're going, essentially.
I'm going to see if I can follow that, and maybe it comes through on the other side where we can't access. So I tell these guys, hey guys, I'm going to go in and see if I can get beyond the door through this.
Watch out for wall worms.
And Billicus, the one you're looking at, also goes in about 10 feet and makes a turn, a right-hand turn, but you're on the other side, so it's also with the way that the hallway is going.
All right, guys. Me and Manto are gonna pop in here and see if we can find something.
Okay, and Seyda and Hjani, would you like to actually see what this portcullis is?
Yeah.
So Bjorn, let's do Bjorn first. You crawl in.
I just like hearing the word wallworm in Robyn's accent. It sounds like the Beatles.
Let's hear
I
it again.
am the wallworm. Goo-goo-goo-choo.
Can we hear it again?
No, she's going to be too conscious about it. You got to let it come up naturally.
Yeah. It'll happen again if we meet any wallworms. Okay.
Great tusks on that wallworm.
Bjorn, you crawl in and you reach the turn, the left-hand turn, and you look around it and you see it goes on, and again it's like it's starting to like branch and form a little bit of a tunnel network. You see that just a few feet around the corner it continues going straight, but it also has another branch off to the right. So it's a kind of a T-junction where you can turn again, or you can just keep going the direction of the hall.
Yeah, I do want to keep going the direction of the hall, but at the same time I pull my dagger and stick it between my teeth.
Right, getting ready. So you, as you pass that side turn, you see that it goes on a bit and turns again, and you keep going, and you reach a left-hand turn, and you crawl around it, and you see an exit, and you come out of the second wormhole on that wall.
Oh.
So Bjorn's head appears kind of near the portcullis where you guys...
So wait, you've actually got a diagram of this right now?
A map, yes.
Wow, okay. You fucking nerd. No.
Yes. Yes. That's right. Then I accept that one as a compliment.
So I went in, the left turn, kept on going. There was...
It turned and
another
turned
left turn
again.
and came back. Yeah.
But in the middle section of that, there was another branch. But, you know, no wall worms. And as of yet. And you've seen that, yeah, it does kind of go behind the walls, and there is another way to keep going. And your theory may turn out to be...
I stick my head out and see if I can scare these guys.
Yeah, well, let's, they've got to make a reflex check,
reflex
and not
save.
to be surprised, DC 20, because this is a wicked surprise.
So I stuff my head out and I say, hey guys!
Okay, Elaine, what's your reflex?
+7.
Okay.
So, 6 + 7.
You are surprised. Bjorn makes you jump.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Oh, come on. We're play acting in this, right?
That's how I act when I'm surprised.
Absolute bullshit.
That
Anyways,
was definitely a Hjani, I'm surprised.
Seyda, pick it up.
I also have +7. I rolled a 19.
You just eye roll.
I just turn around and
my head.
swat you.
Yeah, you
So I have to roll for damage.
No, okay, before we get to Billicus, Manto's coming in with you, behind you, right?
Yes.
You said. Hjani and Seyda, you look at this portcullis, and there is something special about it. It doesn't have any form of, even on the other side, you can see through it, you know, there's something interesting on the other side, but the first thing you notice is it doesn't have any lifting mechanism on either side. It's literally just the heavy gate with a slot, which means all you can work out is the only way it would ever go up is by someone lifting it or by magic to lift it, but there's not a actual mechanism for lifting it, so it's clearly designed to be, you know, activated only by someone who has the power to do that.
I try and lift it up.
What's your strength?
My strength is +3, 16.
The problem is, I've written here that it's DC 25 because it's massively heavy, so you won't be able to do it by yourself.
I can try to help.
Yeah, and you can add your bonus to...
My bonus is a +3.
So collectively, you'll be able to do this on a 19 or 20. Before you do, let me tell you what's on the other side. Because what you see is, it's a double gate section. There's the gate, there's something I'll describe, and then another gate, and then the rest of the hall. Beyond this section, you can see a dim light at the end, where you assume it comes out at that bridge you saw. But in the sort of squared off section in between the two gates, There's a large open pit. You can't see what's in it, but there's a large open pit on the floor between the two gates, and there is that now familiar stench of rancid death sort of floating up out of it, but you can't see in at the moment.
The grub scent of wretched death or the dragon scent of wretched death?
No, the general corpse
Okay.
scent. It can remind you that time you once went swimming in corpse water. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. We've met a lot of scents of wretched death.
Yeah.
Yeah, one feature of this fucking nerd's adventure is that since it's a game based around, people murdering each other all the time, I actually have the corpses, the thing that would actually come with that.
So it's like a note of corpse with like the top note of dragon.
No hint of dragon.
No hint of dragon.
No
No.
hint
No
of
hint of
dragon.
dragon.
No.
Is there
so,
a hint of squid head?
No.
No. Oh, interesting.
Well, I'm not going to give anything
Yeah,
away.
we're just getting
Okay.
scent-based spoilers right now.
Yeah, no spoilers.
We've come up late. I think
Thank you, Bjorn.
it's got to a point now where we can...
Yeah,
Okay,
we can
let's make.
discern.
So who's going to make the roll?
I'll make the roll.
So collectively, you need a 19 or
Okay.
20 to lift this thing up.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, you can try again in a while, after a round of actions, but at first it's really heavy and you can't get it to budge. Billicus, yeah, you go around that bend and now you're heading sort of westwards along, sort of parallel to the hall.
Okay.
Now you actually keep crawling without any other turns, for like half a minute, and you must be getting quite close to to where the portcullis is. And then you get two options: continuing on ahead. This borehole goes on a massive slope, like 30-degree slope. It starts going down.
Okay.
But also at that point is a left-hand turn, going down another branch.
Oh man.
Sort of like at a T to the corridor.
The left-hand branch it's leading away from.
Yeah, going sort of like south technically.
All right, I'm gonna keep going down it.
You go down the slope for 2 minutes, and it's quite slippery, and you go down, and it turns back towards the hallway, and you see the borehole enters, but it's like really dark and weird, and you can hear up above somewhere, you can hear the sound of Seyda and Hjani like straining, and then a clank of metal, and you got a really, really fucking terrible smell, and you exit out of the hole into the bottom of this pit, and you see the pit has a really grotesque sight. Has 10, maybe 12, you can't quite see, corpses in here of humans, possibly ex-slaves or captured sailors. And they all have one thing in common, which is the top of their head is missing and there's just a big hole where their brain was.
Gross.
Their brains have been eaten out. But also about half of them are sort of like half like digested and eaten. About half the corpses are quite fresh. About half of them something's been in here and been feeding on them.
Oh shit.
And also, there's no other boreholes in here, and you've got these sort of like 10-foot pit walls around you, but you're in that area.
I'm in the bottom of the pit, and there's only one.
Well, you can climb up and have a look to that section of corridor, but you're in the base of this pit, which is on the other side of the first portcullis. They don't know you're down there.
I'm saying this to myself. You guys, I'm talking to my gods.
Yeah, and Manto is sort of like behind you.
How's he acting? Is he freaked out?
He's licking his lips. He's a little hungry. He's a wolf. He eats
Does
meat.
it gross?
So there's no exit. I mean, it's just
Yeah, you don't see any other exits. Just the walls of the pit, and of course the pit's open at the top.
Okay, can I'm gonna try and climb up there and see what I can see.
Yeah, what's your climb?
It is. I don't know. There it is. Strength, which is I guess +1.
Okay, and it's a DC 15 difficulty, like one above easiest to climb up out of this. I mean, you could kind of jump and get your fingers on and pull up from there. Let's see. It's a bit slimy.
I rolled 12 +1 is 13.
Okay, you try to jump up a couple of times, and it's not. It hasn't got footholds or anything, and it's kind of slimy. So as for now, you're in the pit and you can't climb out of it. Manto has started licking the foot of the naked foot of a corpse.
No, bad Manto.
And let's now go to Bjorn, whose head is sticking out of that hole, having successfully surprised Hjani.
Yeah, but then successfully got slapped in the head. Hey guys, what are you doing?
I'm trying to lift this portcullis.
Okay, gonna help us lift this portcullis?
I don't have enough strength to even make a difference in that. Where did Billicus go? Where's Manto?
They went down the other hole. The other wall worm.
Okay, I'll just stay here and watch you guys work. Go ahead.
Okay, you can have another try.
I glare at Bjorn and attempt to lift the portcullis
You
again.
need a 19 or a 20.
I can't notice your glare over the pain in my head.
That is a 9. Getting closer.
Yeah, you fail again. And by the way, if you succeed, it means you lift it up and brace it, but there's nothing to
Don't
hold
worry,
it
guys.
up.
I'll run under when you guys pick it up.
Okay. So Bjorn, you just want to wait for that to happen.
Yeah, I'm in a sprinter's ready position.
Okay, now, Billicus, Manto his ears prick up and he starts to look alert. And from behind you in the borehole, you hear a weird shuffling, squelching noise.
Oh, shit.
Told you guys.
Oh, shit. Okay. Does it look like Manto could jump up there? Like, if I jumped up there, would I be leaving him alone?
He can do pretty amazing leaps. You could command him to try.
Okay. I'm going to, I'll cast Spider Climb on myself, and I'm just gonna walk up this wall. I'm not gonna keep dicking around down here. I'm starting to freak out.
You cast Spider Climb, and you just, your hands and feet become sticky, and you just rub there. On the other side of the portcullis, you three see Billicus just sort of like climb out and ta-da out of the pit, and then Manto jumps up beside you.
Oh, there's Billicus. Hey, guys, what's that squelching noise?
I heard something squelching back there. It definitely was making a squelching noise.
What was in the pit?
Something that was squelching. No, there was like a bunch of bodies. It was gross. Their heads were, ripped off, or not ripped off. Like the top of their head was open, and the dog started eating them, and it was a bad scene all around.
Hey, looking back into the pit, you see a creature appear from the hole that you came out of. It's how long is this table? Like 8 feet?
What?
The total length of these tables.
The length of these tables?
Yeah, 6 feet, 8 feet. I don't know.
Maybe 5.5?
5.5. Okay, in that case,
he's British. He doesn't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what
sure.
is. It's
yeah,
okay.
I used to think in feet originally in Britain, but
foot
yeah.
fetish is nice.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk.
Yeah. Let's later. So this creature is about as it's a worm shaped, but it's about as
Would you say
big.
it's a
It's
wall
about
worm?
as it's in the walls too. Yeah, it's about as big in diameter as this hole you've been crawling through. But it's I'm going to say it's like 12 feet long.
Okay.
About double this, 12 feet, and it has just hundreds of little weird legs on the bottom.
It's not a worm. It's more of a wallopede.
It's green, and it's got a really odd face, because this creature's an aberration.
face.
Sometime in history, it's been created by sorcery and blending. So it's got a large, misshapen mouth full of razor-sharp teeth and huge bug eyes. And out of its sort of chin area on the end of its stub body are 8 2-foot-long weird tentacles with what looks like plant fronds on it, with like dust, which are kind of like
Oh, like a
snaking out and
moth.
touching things.
It
Yeah,
looks poisonous.
and it starts. It sort of comes out. It doesn't seem to be able to see that far.
I can't see it.
It starts chewing on one of the bodies and sort of spitting goo onto it. And as it's doing it, its tentacles sort of slap and stick onto the things that it's chewing at.
Guys, you gotta get this fucking gate open.
We're trying. They're
What's
trying.
down there?
It's this gross wallopede thing, and it's got a face and shit, and it's like got these tentacles, and it's just gross.
I don't want to open this gate if there's wall worms.
What about
Billicus,
me?
It's probably more
What about
afraid of
me?
you than you are of it. Okay? It's eating a dead body from what?
Okay, let's have another go at the gate, Seyda
I try and open the gate again.
and Hjani.
Hey, maybe you could help.
15! We're getting there!
Billicus, you got a little strength bonus, right? Maybe you can help.
The next thing that happens, Billicus, is looking back again, is that a second and a third one come out of
Oh
the
my
hole.
god, you guys, it's so gross.
And the first one is sort of starting to like crawl around the walls, and you can see it can just climb up walls too, and sniffing around. So there's 3 down there, and one of them is sort of snaking up the walls, and Manto is sort of looking over, going annoyed as they're starting to. There's 3 now, and one of them's coming towards you.
Scoob.
That's what you see.
Man, you guys, can I'm gonna try and help them open up this gate.
What's your strength bonus?
+1.
So now it's 18, 19, or 20. Let's roll the next try.
19!
Yay!
Okay, you all hold the gate up and brace it, and you're holding it, and it's at your waist height. And you're all holding
sprint
it.
through like I was ready to.
You sprint through, and now you're on that side.
Yes.
With Billicus. And you're all holding it, and what happens next?
Oh, I'm not holding it. I want you guys to
No,
be
you're
clear.
not. Those 3 are.
I attempt a twist under it while I'm still holding it.
You could try that, but if we roll a check and you fail, it
It's gonna
gets
come
dropped
down
and
on
it's
top
going
of
to
me.
really severely
You'll be
murder you. Would you like to try and maneuver to the other side while
don't-
still
Slightly
holding it
murder
up?
I don't really want to be severely murdered, so no.
Would you like me to be a nice DM and tell you the odds before you attempt the action?
Never
Yes.
tell me the odds.
I normally don't do that, but I mean...
Do it.
Okay.
Fine.
I don't want to be
You'll be
severely...
fine.
If I get severely murdered, who's going to kill the wallworms?
I have good
Not
berries.
you guys.
It's strength-based, so it would be a fortitude save against DC 12.
No, I'm not going to do it.
What's your fortitude
My
save?
fortitude is 7.
So that's pretty good, like 70% chance. If you fail, you would be halfway under and everyone can't hold it and it may fall on you.
It may fall on me. Do I have a reflex check?
Yeah, I may give you a check to roll out the way, but because if you're actually caught under it, it's gonna really murder you.
Yeah, see, I don't want
I'm not saying instant death, but I'm not tipping my hat too much. But this is needing 3 of you superheroes using all your strength just to hold it up a little bit.
Are you not able to turn into a gorilla more than once a day?
It's once a day, and I was
Hey,
out of it
I
for
was
about
out
5
of it all
hours.
day, so-
Update:
Oh.
all 3 of the worms are now stuck on the wall, and one of them's about to come. His tentacles are almost in reach of the back of Billicus's legs. Bjorn,
Jesus Christ,
you look over the side of the pit, and by the way, there's a walkway all around it and the second portcullis. You notice, as well as the hole down in the pit on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side in the wall up top, there's another borehole also.
Oh, well, I'm looking around for like a door opening mechanism.
Okay, you start doing that. There's not an obvious one, but you're having a rogue search for a hidden one, right?
The old rogue search.
Meanwhile, Seyda, make your decision.
How strong is my fox helm? I take it off and put it under to see if that will... If there's
To
any
test
way-
that, you'll have to do that and then let go.
Are we ready to test that?
I mean, you don't have to have anyone under it, but it's just if it fails, it just means that
It's
the
dropped back
fox helm
down
is gone.
again.
Yeah.
Okay, I try that.
You reach down, you place your fox helm, which was still on your head up to this point.
I take that.
Put your
Under.
head. No, don't take it off.
You
Put your
guys
head
start to
under there.
lower it down, and you jam it on, and although it's kind of like getting slowly turned around and pushed out by the weight, it is holding momentarily, and there's now enough space for any one of you to sort of roll under it.
I roll under it.
You got to do tumble check, so go.
No, you roll under it, it's fine. So only Hjani's on the other side.
Well, okay, I'm going to roll under it too.
What's your reflex save?
Oh, jeez. My reflex save is a +7.
Awesome, you only have to beat 12.
10 +7.
Okay, you get down and you roll deftly under. The fox helmet pops out to the original side, and it comes crashing down.
I don't get to do a little Indiana Jones.
Well, you can always reach through.
Let's
It's a
do
great
another
idea.
reflex check, DC 15,
What a
to
dumb
reach out
idea.
and get the helmet first.
17.
You do it. You roll under, it pops out, and as it's about to crash down, you just reach out and snatch the fox helmet back in.
Like a frog's tongue.
Now, Bjorn is off on the other side looking for mechanisms. You don't find any, by the way, as
moot
of
point
now. But you 3 now, 3 of these things, which are called carrion crawlers, are now spilling over the side of the pit and snaking at you with their 2-foot-long tentacles. And they're huge, remember, they're 12 foot long, and they're kind of shuffling around the floor, but they've all got these tentacles, so let's have initiative checks. Starting with Billicus.
20.
Yay.
Oh,
Okay.
do I add anything to that?
I'll
Oh,
roll
plus
for
2,
them.
so
I'll roll
22.
for them. They have +2 initiative. 19 + 2 is 21. Hjani.
My initiative is a +5. And I rolled a 12, 17.
17. Bjorn, you're on the other side of the pit, and these are slow creatures, so you immediately go above them in the order. And
So I don't get to roll?
no, you're automatically above them in the order. If you'd
roll
like to roll,
anyways?
yes, you can. Roll the dice. What's your bonus?
It's 4. It's 20.
Natural
24.
20. That's a pretty good roll. Well done, Bjorn.
Thanks.
You're a great roller.
I'm a good boy.
And not only were
You're
you
a high
you aced a natural 20, I'm going to give you 2 actions up top.
Thanks, buddy.
That's okay. You should be rewarded
See,
for that
that's
roll.
why- Guys, always roll. Always roll.
And
Always be
Seyda,
rolling.
what's your
I
initiative?
have a +7. And I rolled a 19 +7 is 26.
You don't get 2 turns, though.
But Bjorn, what was your initiative bonus?
+4.
+4 takes you
4
above
turns.
Bjorn actually. 26, yeah.
Yeah, but I get 2 turns.
And you go first because of the natural 20. So as these things snake around your ankles and try to stick their tentacles onto you, 3 of them coming out of the pit. Bjorn has the first action. He gets 2. What's your first action?
I pull up my short bow, and I take a shot at one of the guys. They're still on the wall.
Yeah, they're sort of like spilling out over the top of the pit with their sort of face tentacles.
I take
Feeling
my
around.
shot at the one closest to my friends. All right.
AC 17.
All right, well, my short bow has an attack bonus +8. That's a 12 plus 8 is 20.
It's a hit.
Okay, and that's a 1d6 going on. Yeah, it's a 6.
So 6 points of damage. You stick an arrow into the first one.
I'm going to take another shot at that same guy.
Go for it.
All right, it's +8 again. That's a 9 plus an 8 is 17.
It's a hit.
Okay, 1d6, and that's a 5.
Awesome. So you stuck 2 arrows into the one nearest to Billicus, dealing a lot of damage. Oh, great. So next is Seyda.
Didn't Billicus also roll a natural 20, though?
But I have a +2. So
Oh,
Okay.
oh, so
22.
that,
He would go before me anyway.
Oh,
No,
you
so
didn't.
you didn't ask
So
for
you
the
didn't
roll.
say that. You only said 20, which means I assumed you rolled 18, added 2, which
Ah.
is supposed to declare all of it. So you rolled a natural 20.
I did.
But you didn't declare it, so I'm not giving it to you.
I'm going to great sword on the one nearest to me. First
Yeah,
action.
it's spilling out over the pit towards you.
Oh,
You
they're
hack at its
gross.
tentacles.
Plus 11. That's a 6 plus 11 is 17.
You hit.
2d6 plus 4. 2 and 6 is 8 plus 4 is 12.
Okay, 12 damage. Yeah.
My second attack is plus 6. 3 plus 6 is 9 and it doesn't hit.
Okay, you hack at one, which brings us to them. So, Billicus, what's your AC?
My AC is 14.
Okay, so tentacles plus 3. And it was, sorry, what?
14.
14. Tentacles plus 3. 7 plus 3 is 10. You just step away out of the range.
Can I deftly step out of the way?
You deftly stepped
Nice.
out of the way. Very deftly. Yeah, it was awesome.
you guys
Who
see
else
that?
is right there?
That was
Bjorn is
very
not right
deft.
there. Seyda, what's your AC?
My AC is 18.
Okay. That's a 4. You also, hack at it and it can't attack you. And Hjani,
My AC is 19.
tentacles plus 3. A 5 plus 3 is an 8. None of them managed to tentacle onto you. They are too slow, which then brings us to Billicus.
Everybody was attacking the same one, yeah? How does it...
All 3 are sort of up over the edge now.
Yeah, but everybody was... I mean, how does he look? Does he look like he's...
2 of them are severely wounded and one of them is not touched yet.
Okay.
One's got 2 arrows, one's got a great sword hack, and one of them's not yet attacked.
Then I'm gonna have Manto attack the one with the 2 arrows in it, and I'm also gonna...
Okay, what's Manto's bite attack? Bite plus...
I feel terrible because...
It's on the back of one of your sheets, I think.
Okay.
Manto did seem hungry, so it's good that he gets to attack.
Some extra protein.
What's his bite, you say? +4.
Okay, bite plus 4, AC 17. They got plus 6 natural sort of goop and surroundings bonus.
An 11 plus 4 is a 15.
Okay, he can't bite it.
Okay.
He's fended off by its weird snaking tentacles and odd worm face on the end of a huge worm.
Can I still take a swing at it with my scimitar?
You can.
All right, I take a swing at it with my scimitar, which is
Scimitar.
a +4.
Okay, go. AC 17.
5 plus 4 is 9.
Okay, both fail. Both attacks fail. It's Hjani's turn.
All right, I take a swing at it with my long sword of frost. It is a +10 attack bonus. And I rolled a 4 for the first attack.
Okay, you can't get near enough at first because of its tentacles, but you have another attack.
Yes, and then the second attack is a +5. So the second attack is a 15 plus 5. It
Okay,
hits.
you slash into the one nearest you is the one with the 2 arrows in it.
All right, so it's a 1d8 plus 4 plus 1d6 of cold damage. So 3 plus 4 is 7 plus 6 of cold damage is 13.
13. You slash all 8 tentacles off its face and half its face off, and it just sort of slumps back down in the pit and lands in a big flubbery mess.
Oh, you cut its face off, like in that movie Face Off.
You mean that?
Or like in my favorite video game about hockey, Face Off.
Do you mean that touring
play.
theatre play from Kikathra called Face Off, the one with the opera masks
Or that gambling den game.
Yeah, the gambling den game in the human quarter of Lenake Reka, also called Face Off. Well, it's funny. Here's the thing, right? Bjorn, the character, is from Lenake Reka, next to the
Guys,
river.
funny story.
No, you may legitimately play a D&D version of hockey. Or be able to ice skate, right?
Oh, that's
Could you-
Console hockey.
You're from the frozen south, so to speak, right?
That
And
is
6 month
true.
winter next to the river and plain. You absolutely can ski, ice skate, and do a bunch of those things. You can. You may well have played hockey.
I may well have.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd point that out. What I'm also going to do is
and curling.
point out that we haven't had a break and we've been doing an hour and a half since we started the actual game time, right? So
Why don't we just
finish
we can
this up
finish
and then
No
take the
breaks.
break. Yeah.
And then we end on one of my classic zingers, and then we go to break. Okay, good. Okay.
There's the untouched one and the one which has been slashed.
All right, I will touch the unmolested one with my short bow.
That's Billicus, isn't it? Sorry, your minus policy. Go.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to short bow the untouched one. Attack bonus +8. That's a 10 plus an 8 is an 18.
It's a hit. You shoot an arrow into the disgusting worm creature, the carrion crawler.
1d6, and that's a 4.
4 points of damage on the previously wounded one, or the unwounded one.
I wanted the unwounded.
The unmolested one is getting molested. Okay. Seyda.
I'm not going to molest any worms, but
You're just going to murder them.
I'm just going to murder them. Plus 11 to greatsword on either of them. I don't care which. They're both gross. 20, a natural 20, plus 11 is 31.
Oh.
I just wanted to tell you that it's 31.
That is awesome. And roll again to see if it's a critical hit.
12 plus 11 is 23.
Yep, so double damage.
Double damage on 2d6
Now,
plus 4.
the most unwounded one has 15 hit points.
5 and 3 is 8, plus 4 is 12, times 2 is 24.
Okay, you just slash it in half, basically.
Does it explode
just carve
into
right through. No, green goo does fly out everywhere.
It's really gross.
And it sort of just topples back into the pit. So now there's only one left, and it's quite wounded, but it's their turn.
Oh, but
so
I've got 2 hits. That was my first hit.
Yeah, but that would be a full attack, so you couldn't hit that one move. But in the name of being awesome, why not? Well, its AC is 17.
They're really gross, and I really want to kill all the wallworms.
Okay.
Does this worm just not run away at this point?
They're very stupid, and
And
they
it's
can't
only
run.
been 6 seconds.
Yeah.
That's true.
6-second rounds, yeah. So 20 seconds, 12 seconds.
Plus 6. 9 plus 6 is 15.
Yeah, no, you can't get around to hit the other one in turn, which means it's gonna go for you then, since you're near enough on to do that.
Worm.
What's your AC?
18.
Okay, tentacle plus 3. It's going to use its full attack, and it has 8 tentacles actually, so I'm going to give it 4. So the first one is 15 plus 3 is 18.
Yep.
So that's a hit, right?
Yep.
Okay. The next one is an 18. That's the second hit. The next one's a 17.
I regret taunting this one.
That's another hit. Yeah, this worm is getting revenge. And the last one is a 9. So 3 hits. The thing is, the tentacles don't actually do damage themselves. They paralyze you. And then when everyone's paralyzed, they just eat you slowly. That's what these things are. So you've to not get paralyzed, it's a DC 13 fortitude check, but you've got to go through 3 of them. So you've got to get 13 or more, and your fortitude save is what?
Plus 7.
So I don't explain this enough for some listeners who may be, not big D&D people. So you roll 1d20 and you add the 7, and you've got to get 13 or more. But you've got to save 3 times. So let's do the first one.
Okay, first one. That's a 9 plus 7.
That's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah,
okay.
16.
And
you
again.
saved.
2.
Okay, and the third one.
And the third one. How do I get doubly paralyzed?
Who knows at this point?
9 plus 7 again.
So 1. Okay, so you need to spin 2d4.
2d4. 4 and a 1 is 5.
Okay, 5 rounds. So you're about to say, so I'm going to call it 10 minutes.
Okay.
You're now completely paralyzed apart from your breathing. I mean, your limbs are just slow to the point where you almost can't move. You're incapacitated, but
Slowly topple
you can
over.
still breathe. Yeah, you sort of fall to the ground. You feel your limbs sort of ice up, and you're sort of on the ground, only be able to sort of breathe and move your eyes. So Seyda is paralyzed for about 10 minutes in game time, and the worm is now sort of slobbering over to you and wants to just sort of chomp on your body now. Next in the order is Billicus and Manto.
I will continue to command Manto to attack it, and I'm just going to swing it out with my scimitar as well.
Okay, who's first?
Manto, the fresh maker.
Bite plus...
Bite plus 4.
AC 17.
12 plus 4 is 16.
Okay, so that's a fail. And your scimitar?
My scimitar is plus 4 as well. 7 plus 4, 11.
Yeah, it's snaky, 8 snaky tentacles. You just can't get near without the possibility of them sticking onto one part of your body or not. So Hjani, can you finish the last worm?
Let me try with my longsword of frost. My first attack is a plus 10. 10 plus 6, 16.
AC 17.
Duh. My second attack is a plus 5. 17 plus 5.
So finally, one of you manages to get close enough to hit without these 8 tentacles sticking onto a part of you and potentially paralyzing. So you pick your moment, you get a hit, and the damage?
Is a 1d8 plus 4 plus a 1d6. So 7 plus 4 is 11. plus 6 is 17.
Yeah, and you needed to beat 7, so you just basically spear your sword through its face and into its worm body, whip it out, and as a gush of black and green slime sort of leaks out and it goes limp, and you kick it back down into the pit.
He was a squirter.
That was quite a climax.
Yeah. Okay, so all of the carrion crawlers are defeated, and you are on the inside of the 2 portcullises by the death pit, and there's the hole that you came through, and there's also this other hole up in the top.